This is the last week of the session for this year, so it's particularly crazy in the State House. I know some of you asked me about SB 350, which I was very proud to vote for in the Senate. I believe they're still negotiating. I've not heard any news, but I'm certainly hopeful that we can come to get that passed and get it to the governor's desk. So we're going to keep fighting for that. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things going on around the region. Particularly just to follow up, I had talked at a previous meeting about the bill that I had done and got passed into law, SB 277, to get kids vaccinated. Well, as they said, no good deed ever goes unpunished. So what I want to touch on is that the folks who are opposed to the bill, the anti-vaccination folks, after the bill have pursued two things. One is they have pursued a referendum to overturn the law, which they have until the end of September and probably will not succeed given what we know about where they are. But the other thing they're also doing is they actually filed a petition to have me recalled for actually doing what I promised, which is to help keep people safe and healthy.
They did a petition to have you recalled?
Yes. So they're actively circulating a petition to have me recalled.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not going to.
So I just want to update you a little bit on what's going on this recall effort. Basically, what they have to do is that by December 31st, they need to get about 36,000 signatures. And that is actually not a whole lot of signatures to gather, to put it onto the ballot. And so we are right now ready, responding and pushing back. One of the things I mentioned, talked a little earlier with some folks, what we're trying to do now is basically show the breadth of the support that I have so that people who want to support the people who are fighting to doing the recall know that they're going to have a fight on their hands. And the most important thing actually is that what they've learned in the referendum is that some of you might have had some experience having someone try to chase you down at a store, and they were over at the Multicultural Festival. I think they had a little table, although I didn't see a lot of people at the go by that table, that basically they can't do this on volunteers, and that probably actually vaccination itself is not something most of the people who live in Elk Grove or the rest of the district actually oppose. They actually think it's a good thing. But that they need to get professional signature gatherers. And to put some things into context, they spent over $500,000 trying to kill the bill, and paying for lobbyists, TV ads, and newspaper ads. So they have ability to raise money. And in order to get about 36,000 signatures, if you got $70,000, you could pay for enough signature gatherers to put something on the ballot. So it's not out of the realm. They were able to raise $500,000 before to raise 70,000. But what we want to try to do right now is actually show them how much support I have so that they'll discourage people from writing them that check. Because no matter, even the people who may be sympathetic to them probably don't like throwing away $70,000, right? That's not, or however much money they made. And so what we want to try to do is discourage them from doing that. And so we're actively fighting against the recall. I have a web page that you can sign on to endorse me and oppose the recall. It's called KeepDrPan, KeepDrPan.com. And you can also get more information about the recall. If you wish to make a small contribution, you can do it on there as well. We are also getting endorsements from a variety of different organizations and groups, and certainly would love to have the endorsement of this club to oppose the recall and to support me. We already have the Democrats, the County Central Committee has already done so. Actually, the state party has done so. We also have some of the other clubs have already gone ahead and done that as well. The Young Democrats and the Clinton Democrats, and I think American River. So some other groups have already taken the votes to do so as well. So what we want to do is show the breadth of support. And of course, we're gathering people to sign up as individuals on the endorsements on the website. So just please go to the website and put your name in. We're just gathering again sort of a list of local names. We are also putting together. There are people from across the state who are helping provide some resources as well. I think someone's already noticed we have a little some web ads running and so forth. And this is really just to show people that we have the level of support that I have. Also, the Central Labor Council, by the way, is also is already on board as officially proposing recall. So we're working on that, and hopefully that will discourage them from actually having someone write the check. But we also have to show them that if someone does, we're ready to fight from day one as soon as it gets on the ballot. The other thing also to point out to people who may not care, this way or that way about vaccinations is that depending on when they turn signatures, this could actually end up being a special election, which would be with the cost associated with that to the county and so forth. And I think that if people, I think that aside from the fact that most people support vaccinations, most people don't think that it's an appropriate use of public funds to have a special election to vote out somebody who was just elected, who probably not surprisingly would support vaccinations. It's hard to argue to people like, oh yeah, people voted for the pediatrician and he broke his promise by doing a vaccination bill, right? I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, you expect that he would, and the voters sort of decided, why are we going through this again, just to show once again that yes, the people of the Senate district in Elk Grove and other parts of town are going to support. They voted for a pediatrician before. They're going to vote just because he did a vaccination bill. They'll probably vote for him again. So it's going to be a waste of money and so forth. So just again, part of the thing, in addition to the come on, vaccinations, but also why are we going through? We had an election. Right. Even let's let him do his job. So we just need people to get the word out. And at this point, we're not engaging in an active, what's it called, decline to sign thing yet, because some of you who might have encountered some of these folks who are trying to get signatures, the volunteers, we don't want to have a situation where someone's having a fist fight with them. They're a little passionate and so forth about it, but if they do move to a professional signature gathering mode where they're trying to hire, where they raise the money for a firm, we'll probably be engaged in a more active decline to sign type effort, where so that people are educated about what this is about. Because people need to know. A lot of times, people go through and they just sign. They stop bothering me. I'll just sign it and leave me alone. So to try to discourage the signature gathering. So that's what's going on. Really, again, would appreciate the formal support from this club, whether it's appropriate at this meeting or a future meeting to do so. And then. Yeah. So
for clarification, you are asking us
to officially oppose the recall effort and to endorse Dr. Pan, the retaining United States Senate, right? Yes.
And it's keepdrpan.com.
Yes. Yeah. www.keepdrpan.com.
So have they already got paid signature?
No, they don't. They have not gotten the money yet for that yet. So as far as we know, now it's always a little hard to just track the money, but at least let's put it this way: they followed the reporting rules. They haven't. They haven't been exactly following all the reporting rules when it came to fighting the bill. So sometimes it's not always apparent. But at least no one has mentioned they've seen any professional signature. It looks like it's still volunteer folks. We haven't encountered anyone who looked like they were more of a hired person to gather signatures for this yet. Yes.
Dr. Pan, do you know how many signatures they have now? It's not very far away to the end of September.
Well, so in terms of the referendum, I heard they're probably around 100,000, and they need over 300,000. Yeah, that's good. So they seem to be a long way off. And we expect that the referendum effort will fail. That doesn't look like it's getting enough. To get that many signatures. Yes.
Have you gone to the PTA for their endorsement?
So we'll be talking to the PTA. PTA was a strong supporter of the bill itself, and so we are having those various conversations with people as well. So yeah, we will be talking to the PTA for sure.
Yeah, it's a huge endorsement.
Yeah, and again, they were one of the leading supporters of the bill.
Do you have endorsements from various healthcare providers?
Well, certainly the medical association will be there, and thus, we expect, we have a whole coalition to support the bill who we expect will be on board. Yeah, so So I mean, it'll be, I think we'll have a very broad base. But the other thing though is that one of the things we really want to try to show, particularly at this stage, is that it's great if I have the medical association, the PTA, and so forth. But we also want to show we have support locally, right? Because they're going to say, well, look, yeah, you had all these statewide organizations support the bill.
The citizens.
Right, but then we want to show that, because they're claiming that, well, but the people themselves don't actually support him and don't support this. And I think that the polling and stuff doesn't agree with them, but I think, again, we want to really get people who live in the district, not just, oh, I got the CMA, I got the PTA, I got the, this big statewide organizations I want to have. So that's why Grove County Democratic Club is really important, because okay, we represent local Democrats, and we're on board. It's not just the state party, and just because they're like, oh yeah, of course you're a legislator, of course they'll be with you, right? They want to show, well, actually it's the local folks on the ground who are here.
Any other questions? Senator Penn, thank you very much.
Okay, well,